So you're saying, why can't we, you just did.
No,
You said,
I was just
why
talking
can't
about
we,
a different thing.
why can't we work together on this with the Navajo people so that they're not protesting out there, you know, and we're working in isolation. So this energy policy, so that's going to be shared with the Navajo people because we have not
Take it
been
up with
able.
President Shelley. He doesn't want to do it.
Okay.
See, I voted against energy policy in the Adiyat committee.
Well, thank you.
I'm the good guy.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just wanted to say,
But you guys go home and then in some dark cave you Facebook me.
well,
And say Mr. Tsosie is ugly and bad.
no, with you and the rental crew, you really stood up last week. I really, really appreciate it. I did mention that really in a nice way on Facebook, a real nice, positive way for you and Lorenzo. So you guys did a good job.
So, but I don't do it for the benefit of me. You know, I just call it as it is, as I see it. And I said, you know, this has no teeth. Let's do it in a different way.
One more question. It's been, because there's been executive sessions all the time, we just get bits and maybe a gossip or whatever, but maybe you can help clarify this. So is the permanent trust fund being considered in any of this money, the $253 million that it's going to take to buy Navajo mine?
Nope.
There, okay.
But that doesn't mean that somebody is going to suggest it. But at the
Okay.
moment, nope. I haven't seen, you know, anything in writing that says that this is how we're going to use permanent trust fund.
I thought that the 4.1 million for Navajo Transitional Energy
UUFB.
Company, I know that's coming from the UUFB, and it's supposed to be a loan, and that's questionable. I mean, the UUFB has never been used as a loan. And then also, when you approve that legislation, tucked in there, though, is approval for NTEC to get a loan using the permanent trust fund interest for up to $36 million.
That might happen, yeah. But I'm not denying that somebody will probably propose this.
It's in there. It's in the legislation.
The 36 million.
Yeah.
And that's Walter Phelps' question. We might strike that from it to the other, you know.
See, that's what I mean. If you want your people to trust you, your constituents, you have to be forthcoming. And you were asked a question, but then it took me to answer that.
I have not seen what she asked me is the permanent trust fund being used, and I said no. That what you saw in the legislation is just an idea to how to maybe do.
It's not an idea.
No, it doesn't say we're going to use permanent trust fund. It doesn't say that. Read it. It doesn't read it.
Then why did Walter
So don't
miss?
accuse me
Why
of
did
lying to my
Delegate?
constituents.
Why did? It's not like, well, you're not sharing all the information. I wasn't saying you're lying. I'm just saying
It
you
wasn't
weren't
the right question. It
forthcoming.
was a yes or no, and I gave her a no.
Okay, well, I guess unless
she
you
had
really
said
know what is
explain,
going
then I
on
would've-
with the
then I would've-
council, then I
would've
guess
spent
that's
the
the only
whole
way
day
you're going to
here.
get an answer from the council.
So, but I'm okay, Marley. You know that. Yeah. I was printing something there. Rona nos karan kiret and not nos kari.
Yeah,
They don't
No, we want to protect that because they're the only ones that provide the mutton for us.
I know, that's
so-
what I mean. I don't knock you.
we want to revise that livelihood. It could be. We may have to go back to depending.
You know what? I have one more
sheep.
question.
Uh,
I just had a question that anytime that any of the tribal members go down to ask for help, like for cooking coal, maybe woods, and then there they tell the people there's no funding. And then it's always like that every year, no funding. And then you just mentioned that you guys get quite a bit of money from the mine revenue from the coal. Then why is it these offices in Shiprock and elsewhere, they don't have no funding to help the tribal members? You know what?
this is
That's-
why
that's
I don't
really-
believe in the Local Governance Act.
You know, that's
The Local Governance Act, what it has caused is those chapters to become run off on their own. and we let them set their own policy. And so when they set their own, you give certain things to the people out there, you know, and they don't do it out there. But I can't keep an eye on 110 chapters. The last time we saw chapters, some of them having a travel budget for $60,000. That's where the money goes. It's your chapter officials and the administrative staff, $60,000 for 1 year. And then it goes down.
This office I'm talking about.
But that's where the money goes. If it was up to, see, this is where we want to talk about regionalization. We want to get certain services out there. See, like for me, what I'm saying is, why can't we go and talk with the U.S. Forest Service and bring in wood, you know, and then distribute to the 5 agencies so it could be distributed to the families that really need them. You know, every year the federal government does this cutting of trees and they just burn them. Why can't we bring those in? You know,
Well,
so
with
that
climate change, all of the forests will be gone by 2050.
well, if the default goes, the whole thing might melt down by midnight. Then we don't have to worry about that. But what the other thing too is be involved in the election. Get rid of delegates that don't do anything. Get rid of presidents that waffle or that don't do anything. See, that's how you change. But that's how you change things, Ada. And eventually, one day, the Great Spirit is going to bless us with a good group of leadership.
You know, once you vote for these delegates, president, vice president, and then once they're into office, and they're sitting there, and they're like, we won, and then yet, you know,
It's for themselves.
you come crying out, and then they start stealing from the tribe. That's probably what's going on right now.
You know what I found out? No media here, huh? Don't quote me on this. It's Navajo people that are stealing. It's Navajo employees that are stealing. We have 4 pastors among us. We can't even steal in there anymore. See, I'll give you some examples. We went to Monument Valley. A lot of cash exchanging hand with the tourism. And then a Navajo student gave us a report and said that these people are stealing money left and right. And I said, Yada la. You know, these are Navajo workers and Navajo people at Monument Valley. And it's happening in all the tourism area because there's too much cash exchanging hand. And so we got after the parks and rec. So that's not the delegates. You know, it's the Nishido out of Natural. And I'll give you another example. We did an audit on the veterans. And the audit, veterans were signing up in 3 agencies. And they were claiming 3 stoves. You know, and so every time they do that, they take from their comrade. They steal from their comrade. So that's what goes on out there.
You know,
And then the chapters, you know, and look what Tuba City. You know, the Tuba City, everybody was saying, oh, you know, Tuba City is the answer, you know, on LGA and all that stuff. And they were taking their forms. They had figured out a way to steal money over here. Tuba City.